Well, hello, farming friends. Welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose. Back here on Manchester and the Soul mod installed, and we are ready to continue a new day. Just finished fast tracking time, and as you can see up in the upper right-hand corner, the Soul mod is doing its final calculations. So as soon as it is done, we will jump into the fields and get to work. And you may recall yesterday we finished up planting all of the fields and getting them set. Today we need to do a little herbicide work, so that's going to be what we get started with. We're going to be spraying some weed preventative into the fields to kill off what we got in our first little couple hours and preventing for the next few days. So yeah, let's get in the old John Deere and get going. I should always remember to calculate my track IR before I get started every day, but I don't. I don't know why. So, spraying herbicide. So, what do you need to remember for doing that when you are doing herbicide on your fields? Well, first thing you have to do is always remember to change it over and don't spray NPK in the field. But keep in consideration what herbicides are best for what field or for what fruit. Remember that you've got your A, B, and your C. And since we have one of each planted today, we are going to have to double up on a couple, but we're going to have to use two different sprays. And what do I mean? Well, A kills all your cereals like wheat, barley, oats. So you don't want to use A on those. B, y'all, sorry about that. I scratched my forehead. B would kill your corn, your canola. C will kill your root vegetables. See, I said root vegetables instead of earth fruit because somebody yelled at me the other day. It will kill your potatoes, your sugar beets. It'll kill your soybean. So in our case, we need to avoid C for soybean, we need to avoid B for corn, and we need to avoid A for our barley. So what we'll be doing is putting B on field number 4. We'll be putting A on all the rest of the fields. That's basically going to be our spray plan of action today. So we'll get over here and get started, and I'll go ahead and get this thing folded out while I turn on the GPS and dial up field number 4 here. We'll load the profile in and we'll be good to go. So yeah, somebody said something to me the other day in chat about that, or in the thing about, you refer to earth fruits all the time. We call them vegetables. Good to know. It's a I hear them called a lot of different things. Earth fruits, root vegetables. I mean, it's everybody's got their own term for them. So yeah, if you want me to use root vegetables, I'll use root vegetables. That's fine. But I'm still going to say earth fruits every once in a while because that's, I don't know, I've always heard them called that as well. But we're talking about the same thing there. But yeah, vegetables to me are made of things like tomatoes, cucumbers, squash. That's vegetable to me. Your produce is stuff of that nature. But when it comes to root crops, carrots, potatoes, sweet beets, rutabagas, I've always heard those called earth fruits. Or, you know, root crop, soybean, peanuts. Those are earth crops to me. Well, soybeans not so much. Soybeans, yeah, I guess so. But, you know, eggplant, that's vegetable to me. But hey, you want me to call them vegetables, I'll call them vegetables. We'll call them root vegetables. So, anyways, so some of you guys actually responded on the why are barns planted red. I forgot to even talk about it yesterday. So why are barns planted red? And you can look up on the, I'm sure you guys Wikipedia'd it or something else like that, looked it up. And there's a lot of different theories out there as to why barns are painted red. A lot of people, Farmer's Almanac will tell you one thing, and all these other people, when it just came down to it at the end of the day, why are most barns red back in the day and in the early 1900s? It was the cheapest thing you could do. That was it. That's what it all comes down to at the end of the day. It was the most economical coverage you could put on your barn. Rust was, you know, the ferrous oxide is basically what you use to tint the paint. And you know, we're not talking latex paint like we have today. We're talking about some oil with a little bit of this and a little bit of that in it to, you know, make a wash that you put on your boards, and they would tint it with the ferrous oxide. The ferrous oxide also had the benefit of being a pretty good mildewcide. It would keep mold and fungus from getting in the boards. So that was what it was. They put the ferrous oxide in there. It would give it that red tint. And it wasn't necessarily red as much as it was sort of a burnt orange. But that was the reason most barns back in the day were painted red, because it was the most economical thing someone could do to preserve their wood, and so that was what was done way back when. And it just kind of aesthetically it evolved over the years to continue that way. People just had a tradition. When modern day paints came around, people continued to paint red because it was just more of a modern thing. Now then, later on in farming history, I guess, or as things evolved, you saw some different changes come out there. Like dairy farmers traditionally would do their barns in white, or not traditionally, but you saw a lot of dairy farms get to white, just because they were producing milk and it was sort of a cleaner look, you know. And you know, and then of course it just went from there. Things changed over the years. You saw horse breeders change to a different color and a different look because they were more upscale and wanted a more pristine look and a more because people who were coming to the horse breeders were, you know, especially for English type stuff, they were more affluent. They needed a more cleaner stable area and stuff. They changed their colors and they wanted to be different, set them apart from your regular farm. So but back in the day, red was the color, and red was the color because it was the cheapest thing you could use. So I've always found that one interesting. A little bit of trivia. But yeah, it all comes down to the ferrous oxide. So, for those who looked it up, that was pretty good. Whoever it was that posted the thing about Humpty Dumpty, that one's always been a pretty interesting as well. I like to, what is the Mother Goose uh, poem Humpty Dumpty, what is it all about? The problem with that is nobody has a definitive answer on it. It's always been an interesting one. I always like the analogy, or the fact that maybe they're talking about the cannon, trying to get the cannon up on the wall. That the cannon was Humpty Dumpty, and it was so heavy that all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't get it up there, and yeah. But that was a good one. Whoever sent that in to me. That's one of those that I remember from a long way back, and had looked into many a times. But yeah, it's one of those things that you can't get a definitive answer. If you read on things, everybody's got a theory on what that one is, and no one ever has the same theory on it. So let's see, 677. We are going to run out of spray, so let's make sure we lock in a course here that we can follow, because we are going to have to come back up through here and spray again. So last night I spent quite a bit of time going through some mods, and I told you guys I was looking for a 24 row 18 meter something in that area, seeder for the fields to use, and there's a couple of them out there, and I was really disappointed in them. There's a new Ken's that just came out a few days ago, and I had downloaded it, and I was really excited about it. Then realized all it is a reskin of a John Deere that's out there, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just get the John Deere. So I ran around. I downloaded a bunch of different seeders yesterday and went through a bunch, and I welcome your suggestions. For those of you who have played around with different seeders and you've got your different ones you like, I'm always open to suggestions for things, and the thing about it too is if you guys want to comment with suggestions for mods that you like, put them in there, because not only do I read it, but other people read it, and you're sharing your knowledge about what you've found, and everybody can benefit from it. But I downloaded a bunch of them last night and tried them out, and I got to tell you, I was so disappointed with that Ken's and this, which I guess is the reskin of the John Deere 24 row seeder. They both are exactly the same. They're just reskins of each other, and who knows, they may be the reskin of something else that's out there. But both of them just really disappointed me. They look fabulous, but the problem is they have no mass to them, and so when you go into the field, they immediately will slide on you. And I'll probably do a video on them just showing what I'm talking about, just because it was so darn frustrating. But basically what happens is I can make a turn, and it slings out to the side of the tractor and will never recover from it, and it's just stuck out there, and so it's really useless unless you drive 1 mile an hour around the field the entire time. So for now, I'm gonna have to ixnay that idea until I find something a little bit better that I like, or figure out how to weight those down a little bit where they won't slide across the field. So I might do a little mod thing on them today if I have some time. I got a lot going on, but yeah, I was really disappointed in that, because I was after seeing, I had already gotten the Ken's and unfolded it and looked at the detail of it and thought, man, this mod is really well done. Whoever did the graphics on it and did the actual modeling of the particular seeder did a great job. but the physics involved in it are horrible and a real disappointment. If you go on to Beer and Home and you go to the shop, and that field just right behind the shop, and you drive into that field with that particular seeder unfolded and ready to go, as soon as you start heading down the hill and make the slightest turn, the seeder runs past the tractor, and it never recovers, never straightens up. I mean, if I've got a trailer behind a vehicle and I purposely make it slide past the vehicle, it will still come back to center. And I did it and messed around and slingshotted it past the vehicle and then past the tractor, and then started running the tractor in a straight line, and it stayed out to the right of the tractor the whole time. So sort of frustrated with that. So still looking for that magic seeder. We'll find it eventually. Got to thinking a lot yesterday. I did find a really great pickup truck too, by the way. There's a really cool F250 King Ranch edition, and I'm not a Ford guy. Never have been. I had one experience with a Ford and swore I would never buy another one the rest of my life. I'm honestly a Dodge guy. Dodge or a Chevy, either one. But I'm more of a Dodge guy. After I've had 2 Dodges in my life, I loved every one of them. The only thing about a Dodge I've always hated was that horrible starter that they had on it. I've got to this day, I have a 1986 Dodge Power Ram 4-wheel drive, and the starter on that thing is just absolutely horrible. You will grind a gear on it at least 3 times a week, because you go to start it and it doesn't start, and it takes so long for it to wind down that you inevitably will try to go ahead and start the vehicle, and the gear will not have slowed down enough to try to restart. So when it throws the Bendix up there, it will not hit the flywheel right, and you'll get that grinding sound. And their starters have always been a joke, but I love that truck. It is just a beast. It is so good. Alright, we are in field 7, so let's dial it up. Recall field 7. And we will get to spray. And look, I even remember to switch everything over. We're doing good so far. Alright, so get up here and get to spraying. But anyways, I found this, I'm really impressed with what they've done with trucks lately, because I'd stopped really looking for trucks for a while because they just didn't have the physics right on them. And y'all remember the first pickup trucks in this game, they wouldn't pull a trailer to save their life, let alone like a big plow or something like that. If you wanted to use it to move an implement from one field to another, they wouldn't do it. They just didn't have the horsepower or the mass to be able to pull it. And now they got some really good ones out, and this King Ranch edition of the 250 is really, really nice. It'll pull a gooseneck, as well as you can bumper pull implements with it. So yeah, I think I'm going to add it into the game. Probably add it onto this farm so that we have it on this farm. And I need to look for some trailers to use with it. There is a gooseneck. There's a gooseneck hopper out there, but it's got Caterpillar written all down the side of it, and I just cannot stand that. I don't know who's doing that mod. Maybe they work for Caterpillar or something, and they're really proud of who they work for, and that's the reason they do that. But these who has a trailer with a brand on it like that? I mean, most farms, their trailers are going to be pretty bland, and they're going to be branded for the farm. Especially if it's a farm operation. If you've got a big thing like your farm operation has a lot of cattle, and you're known for being such and such, and your big stud farm, all your tractors, all your trucks, all your vehicles, everything's going to be branded Big Stud Farm. I mean, that's going to be it, you know. If you're got a big agricultural farm, you're going to have all your ag on there, unless you're getting some sort of co-op money from some particular brand that's giving you co-op money to put on the side of your, to have, you know, put it on all your truck. Who's going to have a farm that's got a Caterpillar trailer? Just not going to be out there. So that mod's a big, huge turnoff for me because of it. I mean, otherwise it'd be neat to have that gooseneck hopper to pull out in the field and take a little grain, but not with Caterpillar all down the side of it. But anyways, yeah, did a lot of looking at mods yesterday. Last night I was just kind of relaxing, chilling out, trying to think of what I want to do next with this, to keep it fresh. The whole farm sim thing, and see what I wanted to do next. Looked at some maps last night, see what was out there. I'm kind of getting this bug again to do a hard map. And by that I mean go back and do hard mode again. Whereas, you know, on this one I told you guys, well, the last one I did was hard, and you know, and we took it from beginning till we took Brabant from the beginning all the way up in hard mode, legitimately played it. Didn't add any money in, never gave myself any cash. I played it straight the entire way, which meant I had to do a whole lot of work myself and not use hired help much, and did a whole lot of grass mowing for income. But it was fun, and it was a challenge. The only drawback to it was not it's not a very YouTube friendly process as far as making videos, because I have to do so much of the work. And when you've got like 4 or 5 fields and you're spending hours on hours on hours doing the field work on it, and you know, it doesn't really go into an hour-long video each day. And if I was trying to do hour-long videos and try to document everything that I did, we'd never get anything accomplished. It just wouldn't work. Oh, 27, where are you at? Here we go, load this up. There we go. Alright, so we'll load up this last little section. But I don't know, I'm getting that, you know, I got the soul mod going and I'm loving it. And I'm enjoying doing the soul mod. The challenge with the soul mod is how to do it financially within the parameters of hard mode in the game, because it just, something ain't right here. Something ain't right. Oh, we did 26 and not 27. That won't work. I was just looking. I was like, wait a minute. There we go. That's better. That's much better. Yeah, I was sitting there looking at that going, wow, that lined up with those tram lines off of the lime spreader pretty well. Then I actually started looking at it. It's like, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. But yeah, financially, with as much spraying as you have to do with the soul mod, hard mode would be really, really tough to do in this game, given the amount of money that they give you to start off with in hard mode. I mean, just the spraying alone, I think, would break you right off the bat on some of these maps. But I don't know. I'm getting that bug to do another one in hard mode. I think it's more interesting for you guys than just giving myself a whole bunch of money buying whatever implements. I mean, if I do it the way I did this one, where I bought a whole bunch of stuff and then take all the money away before I actually start farming, it's alright. But at the same time, there's not much of a challenge to acquiring that next piece of equipment when you've already bought everything right off the bat. That's the reason I tried not to buy like the truck and trailer right off the bat, or the front loader, things like that. I think I gave myself a modest selection of equipment off the bat. I might have given myself a little bit too much, but 2 combines might have been a bit much to begin with, but there was a reason behind that. It was because I wanted to run dual combines all the time. So maybe there's a happy medium in between there. There's buy the equipment that you want to buy, keep it kind of really, really low, and then scale the money all the way back and go from there. We'll see. We'll see on our next attempt. Alright, so we got a refill here. I didn't pay attention. Did I get all of that field spray? I think I did. Hope I did. Oops. Doop, 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 doop. Switch back to double A. Let's just go back here and look real quick. I think I got it all sprayed, but I might not have. That's all dark. That's all dark. That's dark as well. Looks sprayed to me. Weed preventative. Yep. We're good to go. Alright, so we'll head over to field 6. We'll spray there. And then we will go over and spray field 20 with herbicide on it as well. So, what else is happening? Somebody made a comment the other day about that John Deere, trying to find links for it. I think I put it in the show notes yesterday, and for the dirty version that Serious Gamer did, he sent me a text. He's now doing a dirty version of the 7 series that's in that pack. You get 3 tractors in there. You get the 7 series, then there's 2 versions of the 8. The 8's got one with a front weight and one with a PTO shaft in the front, so you pick and choose whichever one you want, and go from there. But he did text me and say he was getting ready to dirty up the 7 series. and get it done. But the link for it should be in yesterday's video if you're looking for it. Typically what I do is I usually wait, and like at the end of the month I go through all the mods and add them all into the mod spreadsheet, or one night when I'm just bored and think about it, I'll do it. I've had a lot on my mind lately and a lot going on, trying to keep up with getting a lot of different stuff done and finding balance between everything, between my personal life, my business, and then my gaming, where everything's at. So I admit that, like you say, it's one of those things where usually every 30 days I'll go in and update that document. And I won't put a mod in there unless it's something I intend to keep for a long time. Like, there's mods in there that I don't use right now, but I keep them in the game because I like them, and eventually I will use them again. Case in point is that platform over there, or that base cover over there that we're using on the garage. Glad I kept it around because it worked really good for what I wanted it for that time. I'm not completely sold on that John Deere tractor, so that's one of the reasons it hasn't been added in. I pretty much said that in the beginning, that it was a spec loaner from the dealership that for us to try out and see if we liked it, and I'm still not 100% sold on it. The turning radius on it really was a letdown. When I saw that the Fendt turned so much better than it did, that was kind of one of those, that was an eye-opening thing when we planted field number 4, and I saw that the Fendt did such a better job. You can get all these little things like that with the 9 Series Fendt. It did such a good job. That made me very happy about that tractor. Makes me want to do the whole farm in them, but maybe not. But I'll try to get that mod sheet updated again here shortly with the mods. If I add in 2 or 3 more mods this week, then I will probably update that sheet. Put that trailer in. That Flegel trailer will probably get added in. This 250 King Ranch will probably get added on there. And there's a couple other little mods that I've got that I haven't shown yet. Haven't figured out where to put them in the game, but when I add them in, they'll probably make the list as well. Alright. So we're done here. We need to go charge up and head over to field 20 and fertilize that thing. And we will have gotten everybody done. Let's see, one more thing. A lot of people have been asking me about Fishing Planet videos. I got a whole bunch of them yesterday, it seems like. And I've gotten a lot of attention because of Fishing Planet videos. And the last one I did, man, I caught a lot of grief on that last one. I got called everything in the world: egotistical, tinfoil hat wearing, conspiracy theorist, nut job, idiot, moron. Man, I got called everything in the world because I simply conveyed how I felt about the game. Never really said that I was nerfed. I think what I said was it felt like I was nerfed. Though it really seems like there is an issue, and even there are many people who feel like I have an issue with the game. And it could be because of some things that happened when just 3 of us were in California. So, but anyway, so I've sort of just really backed off of doing videos on that game. One, because it's hard for me to do a video on that series and not just go ahead and show everybody exactly where to catch fish. And, you know, you're going to catch them right here. And, you know, that's not what I want to do. I don't really want to be putting out point and cast videos. Not that everybody and their brother isn't doing them already on the internet. I mean, it's real. I know that all you got to do is do a search for where to catch trophy bass, or just you go into YouTube and do a search for trophy or unique striper bass on YouTube, and there's a dozen people showing you exactly what lure, where to cast. They tell you what time, what method. I mean, everything. And I know those are out there, and I don't. So why shouldn't I do them? Well, I'm better than that, you know. And that's not what I'm going to do. And I'll probably get persecuted for saying that right there. It's just not what I do. I want people to challenge themselves to play the game legitimately, and not use cheats and use exploits in the game. And trust me, there's a ton of exploits that you can use in that game, especially right now in it. So, but that's just kind of the way it is. Oh, I gotta go find these tram lines. They start on the other end of the field, don't they? I guess I can start right here with them. Well, that's not gonna work because I did the perimeter. The downfalls is starting on the wrong end of the field, huh? Alright, so we'll back up. We'll drive to the other end of the field and we'll start there. But anyways, so most of you guys know, well, if you've watched these videos any kind, you know I've been talking about the fact that I've been in the closed beta testing and working on it, and along with a lot of people. I mean, I don't pretend to act like I'm only one of a handful. There's a lot of people involved in it, but you know, I work a little bit closely with the developers of the game. It's nice. I have their ear on a lot of things, and it's not because I'm anybody special. It's just because we're around a lot on the TeamSpeak when the owner of the company comes in, and he tends to talk to us quite a bit about some things, and we tend to go above and beyond to help him with the information that we can provide him with the game, and he'll give us specific things that he wants us to look for, and so we do. And it's been nice having that relationship with them. I thought I saved this. Pretty sure I thought I saved this. Apparently I didn't. Didn't I save this yesterday? Alright, well, we'll line it back up, and we'll save it for sure this time. That look about right? Save. F20 course. It is saved. Well, why it didn't lock in, I don't understand. Alright. Let's get this out and get to going on this. So anyways, being in this closed beta testing, and you know, until they got things, if there was a lot of bugs and things in there, I just didn't want to do videos on that. And it didn't pertain to what you guys were fishing while you're in the open beta. But the closed beta should wrap up today. I expect the patch to either go live today or tomorrow. And when it does, everybody will be on the same playing path again. I gotta say, if you guys are expecting, I know a lot of you guys are playing Fishing Planet, because I see you in there. If you guys are expecting this patch to be some holy grail patch that brings all the uniques back in like they were when the original open beta began, you're going to be a little disappointed. Just be prepared for that. And I think a lot of people are. I tried to explain that to them the other day. Because of the way they worded some things in the forums, I think people are expecting this patch to be some big, huge rebalance and return to glory. And, you know, where they can catch uniques on a really regular basis, and they'll just be reeling them in one after another, and it's just not that way. This patch is meant more. This was the developers going in and saying, okay, the way that we did the game in the beginning wasn't really the best thing for the game. We need to go back in and completely rebalance this game. And they did. So that the new player just coming in has a better experience in the game. And this patch is really about the this patch in this part of the game is really about new players and the experience that people just coming into the game for the first time will have going down the road. It is exactly that. It is them going in and rebalancing, adding in fish where they needed to, tweaking the XP that you generate off of fish, and changing up how the game plays to be a more consistent experience for anglers coming into the game for the first time. So it's not as much meant to be anything for the pre-existing players. So keep that in mind when it comes in. I encourage you to keep an open mind with how the game is laid out now. When you get in there and play, you should have a good experience if you keep an open mind. If you go into it expecting to be able to catch unique bass or unique whatever one after another, once you figure out where they're located, it's just not going to be that for you. It's not designed that way anymore. What else? They've changed the way the gold is divvied out with this one, which I think was a great idea. In my mind, they need to take it even more away from the fish and put it more towards achievements, and that's sort of what they've done. They've gone in and given you where if you hit Bass Guru 3 or Trophy Guru 3 or Panfish Crappie Guru 3, whatever, you know, when you catch 1,000 of a particular species of fish, you get the achievement and you get a little bit of gold for it, and it's actually a considerable amount of gold. So your gold progression really does come from leveling up, and it comes from reaching the achievements, not as much from the fish. You do still get gold for uniques, but not as much gold from the uniques as you did, or not as much. You won't be relying as much on the fish to earn gold as you were in the previous version of it, which to me is good, because that was, a lot of people were mad about that. A lot of people felt like those who got to catch a lot more uniques had an unfair advantage because they got a lot of gold in the beginning, where there's not that much that you need to purchase with the gold once you get up to the higher levels, so it won't be as much of a big deal. So I think everybody will be, as long as people, like I say, I think as long as people keep some sort of an open mind, they'll enjoy the game, and it'll all be good. Alright, looks like I am going to run out on herbicide. So I'm going to have to come back into the field again and spray it. One more pass. So anyways, on the original line of the subject of this, I will start redoing some videos here in the next few days. Might even record some stuff today to put out, but again, it's still not going to be point and cast videos on where you need to be throwing a lure to catch this big a fish or that big a fish. It's really just, I'm really just going to be doing basic videos, you know, because I don't want to be that guy that's out there ruining the game for a lot of people. Because to me, the game needs to be competitive from the standpoint of you need to be able to have a competitive edge over the next person when tournaments are introduced, or if you're playing in duels, or even if you're going to go up against your best friend. You don't need to have some sort of information that you obtained off of watching a video that he didn't get, you know. And that's sort of what I want to do. I don't want to be giving that information out. I mean, I watched some stuff the other day that blew my mind. How far people were going. I mean, it was basic time, distance, location, and here, do this, 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 and this, and this, and then go to this spot and do this, 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 and this, and this. And it was almost like a leveling guide for any kind of roleplay game. Like, I thought I was reading a roleplay guide for how to level up your character in WoW in one day. So it's a little bit different game, and stuff like that I just don't think needs to be out there. But in this stage of the game, there's not much you can do about it. It's the demon that is there. And people are so used to doing it now. Everybody's a streamer, everybody's a YouTuber. And they're out there doing their thing and trying to make a name for themselves. And, you know, I don't hold that against them. I get it. But I just don't think it's good for this particular game. Is not set up to be beneficial to everybody if you do that. And that's the reason I hold back on a lot of stuff on that game. I want it to be fair for everybody. I want everybody to be able to be competitive in it. And you know, I know the arguments. Well, you're not going to be able to stop people from sharing information. You're not going to be able to stop people from talking about where they caught this and sharing where they're at. You can't do it. And if I want to make a video on it, I should be able to, and all that. I get it. I understand that. It's just not my cup of tea. And but I think my vision of how I play that game has changed too. I don't plan on competing in the tournaments now. I plan on just basically being more of a dev tester for the game. I've talked to the owner about that, and then that way I can just go out there and casually play the game, enjoy it for the fishing aspect, the relaxing just fishing aspect, not worry about leveling or anything else like that. If I did get into competitions at this point, people would hate me anyway. If I were to win one, people would, you know, based on what experience I've had so far in the community, I think people would yell and scream foul if I were to win a tournament. So it's sort of like, I don't really, just probably not even going to do any of the competition stuff. I'll just go out there and dev test and enjoy the game as a casual gamer. So and do videos that will benefit people that are leveling up, as in, you know, general guides to each lake. You know, do a general guide for Missouri. Here's what you can expect on this lake. Here are the different things here are the different species of fish you can catch, and here are some ideas on lure selection and things about that. You know, and talk about the characteristics of the fish and things of that nature, so that the new person coming into the game that doesn't know the first thing about walleye can have some sort of understanding about what sort of habitat they look for and things of that nature, and if they want to choose that way, if they want to use that information to help them out find the fish, they can do that, or then they can choose to and challenge themselves to find the fish on their own, versus jumping into chat and immediately saying, "Hey, I just walked into this lake. Anybody want to throw me a bone? Tell me exactly when, where, how to cast?" Which so many people do. All right. But anyways, so I'll probably get back into the Fishing Planet stuff as soon as that beta gets pushed out, and get some videos out on that for you guys. So anyways, just thought I'd throw that out there for you as to why I haven't done any right off the bat recently. Alright, well, all our spraying is done, and believe it or not, that's pretty much taken up the hours. So we will we'll wrap up this video, and we will come back tomorrow with a new one, which will probably be a lot of grass mowing. And I'm not really sure where I'm going to head with the grass mowing. Y'all, I got to tell you, and y'all can give me some comments on this and give me a little bit of feedback, okay? Please do, if you have time, if you've made it all the way through to the end of this video and you read and you hear this, please give me your feedback on this. I love the Moco mower, I do, and I love using it, and it's fun. It takes a long time to mow grass with it now. When I was doing the baling videos and I was using the chrome baler and everything, I was having to prep all the fields ahead of time because I didn't have any grass mowed, so I was using that big, my big chrome self-propelled mower, and when I did, I really had fun using that big thing, and you know, because that's not a piece of equipment I get to operate in real life. I get to operate a Moco mower whenever I want to. So it's one of those things where, what do you guys like? Do y'all like the Moco? Do you like seeing somebody do that, or do you like seeing somebody do the big mower, or both, or what? Just let me know, because I welcome your input on that, because you know, I'm at one of those things where, do I do the Moco for more realism of a small farm, or do I grab that big, huge honking chrome mower and use it a little bit? So anyways, I welcome your input on that. I did say I would show you guys these real quick in the mods category under seeders, sewing machines. Oh, those are the tenders I've got. Alright, so this Ken's here, the Ken's 3800, and this John Deere DB 4040. These are the exact same models. They're just skinned differently. And both of them, they slide all over the field. Which is funny, this one only holds 10,000, this one holds 13,700. But it is the exact same seeder. The only difference is this one's green, this one's blue. I mean, the labels are exactly the same. The bins are, you know, this one's yellow with the John Deere, and this one's gray with the Ken's logo on it. The detail on them is exactly the same. The only difference is like on the Ken's one, right down here on the seeder head, is got the little Ken's logo on each individual one. So whoever went in and placed that on each individual one, whew, you had to do some work. But yeah, they're the same, exactly the same. But they're so light, they just slide around, and they're not really they're not too useful. And then the truck that I was talking about, man, I like that truck. Let's see, under vehicles, this guy right here, this F250 King Ranch, it is nice. I like it a lot. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna buy it real quick, and we'll slap it on the farm, because I do like it a lot. It's really good looking. Here it is. So yeah, it comes, jump on the inside here, look around. It's got the Ford interior in it. Looks pretty cool. You start it up, listen to this. That's pretty cool. It's got the light bar on top, so you've got the beacons if you're hauling something. And it's got a whole bunch of lights on it. And whoever did it was a Caterpillar fan. But the mass on it is really good. And if we run back to the farm real quick with it, I can show you. Oops. I must have pulled my hat down a little bit, because every time I get in this thing I'm looking at the floorboard. But yeah, we'll take it back to the farm real quick, and I'll show you that it can actually move some stuff around. We come in here and like I hooked it up to, if I normally hooked up to this thing with a pickup truck in the game, it would pick up the tires and it would be able to pull it around. I can actually move it around. So if I wanted to go position an implement into a field so I don't have to run the tractor over here to get it, I can do that with this truck now. And I could haul things around with it. I could get a trailer and put it, but like, run around here real quick. I mean, I could hook up this as a bumper pull and even run it around. Head back here real quick, fill up, put a full load of grain and see how it pulls. I haven't done this yet, so this will be interesting, but it should pull it pretty well. We'll just load this all the way up, see what it does. But it seems like it has plenty of power, whereas the old trucks didn't. You couldn't do anything with an old truck. They were nothing but a way to drive around with it. So I like that. I like the fact that I can actually use the truck now as a functioning vehicle on the farm, and still be able to do something with it. Whereas before it was just, like I say, it was just a runaround vehicle. It's nice that you can actually put it on here and actually be a utility that you can use on the farm. Most of the time they just, if you got one, it sat in a corner somewhere and you didn't do anything with it at all. It was just eye candy. This one actually looks really good. The scale on it is about right. The stance on it is pretty cool. It has a proper suspension in it. You know, you can actually look underneath it and see that it has a powertrain to it. Whereas there's been other models, you look underneath it and you don't even see like a differential at all underneath it. And this one's, you know, you can see that it's got shocks and struts. I mean, shocks and springs, and really nice. They did a good job with this one. It's a really, really nice truck. So yeah, now it's part of our farm, and just call me Mr. Impulse Buy. But it'll give us a way to pull some other stuff around the farm, and adds another aspect to our farming that we didn't have before. Get that part. Alright guys, I guess now I need to put that in the links for the for this episode, since I went ahead and put it in here and showed it to you. But which is fine. I'll have to look that up real quick and remember where I got it from yesterday. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode. We'll be back tomorrow, and if today is anything like every other day, I guess tomorrow we're going to be at 5,000 subscribers by the time the video comes out, because we're really darn close, and we've been picking up about 100 a day, so which is just amazing. And I appreciate everybody. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the videos, and for everybody who's new, welcome. And I welcome your comment. Please comment if you'd like. If you have any questions, please ask them. I'll try to answer them all. If not on the video, I'll try to answer them as we in each video as we move forward. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. If you like the video, make sure you thumbs up. And if you're just watching for the first time, if you'd like to subscribe, I try to do a new video each and every day, and try to keep it somewhat interesting. Alright, and that'll do it for today. Thanks guys. I will see you tomorrow with another Farm Sim video. Till then, stay safe, have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.